And welcome back to the Constitutionals Podcast. I'm your host, Chad White. If you didn't know, this is a premier podcast for the website, cpluscomedy.com. Like I just said, it's a website. Go there. Still talking into the microphone from the left side of my body as if I can't figure out how to set this thing up. I can't. I don't know what to do. Welcome back to the Constitutionals Podcast. It's a premier podcast website, cpluscomedy.com. Like I said, we're going to go there. Let's get through this because I got a whole bunch of crap to talk about. Then this is an old Lady Dirt episode. Sometimes I don't even know. Hey, let's get started. Vice News tonight is moving from HBO over there to Viceland. Now, if you recall, a couple weeks ago, I discussed Vice News Tonight and Vice proper being canceled by HBO. The agreement that they had, written by, this is written from Deadline, written by Neil Andriva. Vice News Tonight lands at Viceland Cable Network on Deadline. This is what they call an exclusive. It's very important that Vice has its hands in the news hemisphere because that's what they're known for. That's what their website is based on. If there was a thesis statement to anything that Vice does, it would be that they do this. They do new stuff. You know, believe you me. I mean, they don't just do stuff about sex positivity or marijuana or drugs in general. They also do news. Can you believe it? Vice News TV has been looking. Wait, what? Vice News Tonight has been looking for a new home after HBO opted out not to renew the program, and I think they're on episode. They're like in the hundreds, not 100, but they're in the hundreds of episodes because that show's been on for what, 2 years, something like that. And the weekly news magazine show is canceled as well. Obviously, we know that. This quote comes from Jesse Angelo, who's the news and entertainment chief. Vice News Tonight is going to a wider audience as we bring it. Okay. I'm going to stop right there. Vice News Tonight was uploaded to YouTube, I believe, 3 days after it aired. And not only to YouTube, but to Vice News Tonight's personal YouTube channel, branded YouTube channel. So what that means is that literally anybody could watch it. You get HBO. You pay $15 a month for HBO. You even get the free week. That's 5 episodes of Vice News Tonight. 5 episodes. Because I think they did 4 a week for a while because Vice, the news magazine show proper, was airing on Fridays and they did like 50 episodes a year at one point. No, they did like 30 something at one point, or 40 or something like that. So now they're saying, just a half a sentence in this quote, they're saying that it is a wider audience when it goes to Viceland. Viceland is only available, I believe, on some cable packages. I know it's on Charter. I don't think it's on Dish. I don't know about that. I know it's not on DirecTV because I can't access it right now. AT&T, I don't know. Verizon, maybe. Who knows? Let's see. Their Viceland. Their YouTube channel's not updated. You can't watch the stuff on the website. It's on Hulu with live TV. I believe it's on Sling. I don't know if it's on PlayStation View. I don't think it's on YouTube TV because I just had that a couple weeks ago. So that's a lie, first off. Vice News Tonight is going to a wider... This is from Jesse Angelo again. Vice News Tonight is going to a wider audience as we bring it home to our television network and make it a centerpiece of primetime block built off of the Vice News voice and sensibility, in addition to the award-winning documentary and series programming Vice is known for. I mean, what do they air on that network now? Reruns of Always Sunny, cult classic movies, and let's see, reality shows. That's what they air on Viceland. Then some other crap about Vice ecosystem. Oh, it's not moving anymore. Very curious as to why this isn't moving. All they have is docu-series. Not even docu-series, but all they have is reality shows. In addition to relaunching Vice News tonight on Viceland, I hear Vice Media is in conversation with premium and streaming networks about branded news content. I don't know who this is for. Known for its young appeal, Vice News has 10.1 million subscribers across social media platforms. And this isn't even talking about people who are watching the show. So I don't think any of this matters. I don't care about that. Who knows how this is going to turn out, but I'm going to move this story to the top because that's the first one I covered. Who knows how this is going to turn out, but let's move on to Viacom. As you know, Viacom and CBS have decided to merge, as you might have heard, because, when the Disney-Fox merger went through, we realized that nothing mattered. When AT&T rebought Singular, when they broke off Singular and then they rebought it, the world was a little skeptical. But now it just doesn't matter. These big things can buy big things. And if you're watching the video version of this podcast, which I urge you to do on youtube.com/comedy, you can see on my computer screen right now that the words Wrap Pro are sitting on top of this freaking article. And here's my issue. This article was free when I was reading it. It didn't have Wrap Pro in it. It was free. So we can't even read through the article or skim through it, whatever. The writer, Trey Williams, says that Viacom and CBS are merging. Viacom and CBS might be too small. This has been hinted at for the past, 3 or 4 years that Viacom and CBS were going to remerge. They broke apart, and now I think might even a decade later, they're deciding to get back together. Because they see how much, Viacom sees how much is left on the table when CBS is in need. Well, CBS is in need. When CBS is able to kick butt when it comes to entertainment. CBS owns Showtime and Pop TV and, of course, CBS proper. Viacom is Comedy Central, BET, VH1, MTV, and CMT. And I believe something else. But those are the core five. And they have not been performing well, and they always cancel shows left and right. Like BET canceled Robin Thede show. She was the only black woman on late night. So there we go. Viacom, CBS might be too small compared to Disney or to Comcast. Comcast owns Universal, which owns NBC Universal. Disney owns Fox, and is going to own everything else at some point in the future. I wish I could. I read the article, but I want to have my sources to back up. Here's some revenue stream for it. The new company will boast a combined $28 billion in revenue, annual revenue. But that's not a lot because Disney earned $5.94 billion last year before the 20th Century Fox commoditization. And you know what this is all turning to and hinting at is that in the future, and this is what I've been preaching for years, in the future, eventually, especially you can hold on, let me finish the thought, Chad. In the future, we're going to see streaming networks come together and decide to put out a bundle and charge you upwards of $80 for it. Maybe it'll start off at a low price, relatively low price of $50, and then it'll go up to, let's say, 60, then 70, then 80, because that's how streaming works. And people say, "Oh no, this content's good. I watch anyway." It'll go up that high, and they'll start charging you, and then we'll be back to the cable bundle, but it'll be digital. You can already see this happening. Disney is opting to let users have allocation. Oh, yeah. Okay. Disney is opting to do Hulu with Disney Plus and ESPN Plus. So you're gonna get all that stuff for $12, I believe, $12 or $13. But it's Hulu ad supported, so but ads are fine. He says no. And you're gonna be able to do that. It's and then there's a story this week that said Disney partnered with Charter Spectrum or just Spectrum now, and they're gonna somehow you're gonna be able to, with your cable box, access Disney Plus, but you're not. And then there's another story. You're not going to be able to share your passwords with Disney Plus. Disney's doing some type of security authentication where password sharing is a no-go. But family sharing is probably going to be an option. So, I mean, they're going to have profiles, obviously. Netflix has profiles. Hulu has profiles. Amazon does not have profiles. Man, I want to miss. I've had Hulu and Netflix for so long. I've had them since I was in middle school. Yeah. And I'm an adult boy now. Crazy. That's more than 12, 15 years for Netflix, I think. Yeah, because I've had Netflix when it was just a DVD company. How long did I have it? What year is middle school? No. Oh, yeah, 15 years. Holy crap. I've had Netflix for close to 15 years. Yeah. And I think I've had Hulu for like 12, I think. No, or 14. I had them both at the same time. None of this matters. Anyway, we're heading back to the streaming bundle, and that's how it's going to have to be. So there you go. Oh, and the ads are going to be worse, and there's going to be way too much to watch, and not everybody's going to be able to watch Mindhunter on Netflix or Invader Zim Enter the Fortress, which I just finished. It was good. It was better than the Rocko's Modern Life one. Let's move along. Speaking of Disney, I think every episode of this show is going to be about Disney from now on. This article comes from Hollywood Reporter. They write news in Hollywood. Why Disney's $13 streaming bundle may be a double-edged sword, written by Paul Bond. His thesis: offering Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus together takes direct aim at Netflix's standard plan, but it also could hasten cord cutting and quote-unquote hurt Disney as it negotiates new carriage fees for its still very profitable linear channels. I think Disney, if you look at Hulu with live TV, PlayStation View, YouTube TV, and the rest of the streaming cable bundles, that's what I'm going to call them from now, streaming cable bundles, you'll see that Disney is one of the few, Disney Channel, at least, is one of the few that's offered on, I believe, all of them. I don't think ESPN's offered on all of them, but I definitely think that Disney is. And ABC probably is too. And let me go back to this price thing for a second. The prices are going to go up for these no matter what. This $13 bundle is going to be $15 in probably 2 years. And then I would guess to say that in 5 years it'll be $16. And HBO Max will start at $16, and then that'll go up to $20 in 5 years, guaranteed. That's what happens with Netflix. It started out at what was it, like $8? Then it went to 10. Then it went to 11. Then it went to 12, and no one balked. 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 Then it went to, now the highest one is 15. And the highest one used to be 13. And that's for 4K streaming. It's crazy, and people are just accepting it. The prices are going to go up no matter what. I'm going to say this one more time. If Netflix wants to run ads, they can run ads because you're going to pay for it. I always see comments. Every time someone floats the idea of Netflix, like on one of the trade websites like Rap or Variety or Hollywood Reporter, someone floats the idea of Netflix needing to run ads because they're a company that's just always in the red. And people are always pissed. That news story already gets picked up. If Netflix runs ads, then I will drop them in a heartbeat. It's so stupid. I just watched 3 minutes of ads on the TBS app when I was trying to watch a new episode of American Dad. It's not that bad. Just get up, go pee for a second. Just calm down, guys. You don't own anything. You're streaming the show. I don't care about this. Anyway, check it out. We're talking about subscriber numbers. Oh, wow. CBS All Access and Showtime OTT, which is the streaming version of Showtime, will have 25 million subs by 2022, up from 8 million now. I guess. I don't know. I wish CBS All Access was offered on Hulu, Live with Hulu TV. Live with Hulu TV. Hulu with live TV. Speaking of Disney. This comes from IndieWire, written by Zach Sharf. Disney reportedly ignored Dark Phoenix after Fox merger and fired its marketing team. You can get that entire story right here. That entire story is right here. This is per Variety. Disney largely ignored Dark Phoenix after it acquired 20th Century in March, according to sources. The marketing team familiar with the film was laid off, and Disney did not spend as aggressively to promote the release. One insider says that the film's lone premiere in Los Angeles was done with an eye to controlling costs, a bit of economizing that annoyed the film's creative team. Now, we all know by this point that Dark Phoenix did not perform well, not just at the box office, but it was panned by critics. I have no choice. I'm going to watch it. No choice. I have no opinion. I'm going to watch it at some point. I don't like a lot of superhero stuff. Speaking of superhero things, I'll talk about that in a second. I don't like a lot of superhero things except for cartoons, because those are better than the movies. Any movie that's ever come out, I'd rather watch Xmen Evolution or Justice League Unlimited or Spectacular Spider-Man or Superman the Animated Series, Batman the Animated Series, Batman Beyond. These are so good. What other shows? Avengers no, it's not it. Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. That's the one I like. Assemble was the one that they canceled Earth's Mightiest Heroes for. And it sucks. Yeah, okay, so anyway. But I think it's very important that every movie get a shot to be... Did I wear these shorts last week? I probably did. Every movie should get a shot to be advertised as much as possible, market as much as possible, in order to receive as much money as possible, especially in a franchise that's this big. Now, Disney could have... This is how I envision it. Disney saw how it performed with test audiences, and they were thinking no. They saw... I think Disney looked at the performance of X-Men Apocalypse and how it was also widely disregarded, which is fine, I guess. It was okay. Which sucks. Which means, if it's okay as a superhero movie, that means it sucks. Look at Shazam. Shazam was great. I never saw it. Shazam was great, performed well. Avengers Endgame was great, performed well. Speaking of that, this past week, Avengers Endgame went on available for rent on Redbox and all the digital services. And Google gave me a $1 movie rental. So guess who spent $1 and it wasn't even $1. I use Google Opinion Rewards, so I have like $10 in my Google Opinion Rewards. I took one of those $10 and I threw it at that movie, watched it in HD. I watched it over the course of 4 days. Let me tell you, I could have watched it in 5 days. That movie is way too long, and the first hour and a half, very boring. Very, very boring, because it's all set up. It's asking you to... It's actually not asking a lot of you, but it's also asking you if you didn't watch Infinity War within the past 2 years, which I had not. Then you have to remember what that movie is. And I was... And you would think I was a 70-year-old man watching this movie. I went, who is that? Oh, yeah. Who is that? Oh, yeah. That movie did not do justice to a lot of characters. I guess some of them had their shine in the first movie, but from what I remember, I doubt that is true. And I'm not hating on this just to hate on it, because that last battle was just great. That was just great. Just fighting. They juggled the story really well in that last 30 minutes. Not the last 30 minutes, but the 30-minute battle scene. My issue mostly with that first 90 minutes is that there were some really good parts, but then the parts that were slow, they were just thrown in there for character development, and they really didn't need it. And you truly, these characters have been here for 20 movies. You don't need character development. I just want to see them get together and go, hey man, I'm a superhero. Oh, cool, nice, me too, and different things like that. I do like the time jump forward. That 5-year jump was great. I'm glad that they could not reverse that. It was really cool at the end. And so now people just have to live. It's like The Leftovers. People just have to live with the fact that this. Oh no, Manifest. This and the show Manifest came up before Endgame. So we know which one is. Start that first. Manifest is a show on NBC. It's like Lost on a Plane. These people get on a plane, they fly, and then they hit turbulence. They land. It's been 5 years, and it's amazing. And they're just trying to figure it out. It's a little broken show, but it got a second season, so I have to finish it off. Finish off the first season. But yeah, it just like as soon as I knew what the story was, because you just can't escape things in this day and age. And I knew what the story was. I knew there was going to be some type of time travel element. And then as soon as I was watching it, I thought, oh, this is going to be like Manifest. So there we go. Not everybody has to be a Joker. I got to say that. Not everybody has to be funny. Just reserve some characters to be serious. Reserve some other characters to be superheroes, and then reserve the other ones to be funny. Everyone had to deliver a funny line. And first of all, a lot of the stuff wasn't funny. You know, I hand it to the Russo brothers. They cut their teeth in comedy. They probably should have stayed in comedy because their action scenes sometimes, a lot of times they use shaky camera, which really is annoying. But all in all, fine film. Hand it to them. They did a really good job with everything. Sorry for that story. And then they can't juggle story. They can't. The story was all over the place. First 90 minutes, they're bouncing and sometimes they would just forget people. And then they would just bring people back. And also, characters. They can't juggle characters. My biggest gripe is that you tout this thing, and Marvel has done this. They tout this thing of diversity and all this stuff. And I'm going to keep harping on this until it's not an issue. Until Kevin Feige doesn't come out and say, we're going to have a gay character at some point. You hold on to your pants. We're going to have an Asian character at some point. You hold on to your pants. This movie was very white. It was and it was very male, very white, very male. All they had was Nebula and Black Widow for the first 90 minutes of the film. You can say that they brought in old black sister from Black Panther, but they had her there I don't even think she said a line in that scene. No, she did. She said good luck to Don Cheadle, and then Don Cheadle disappeared for a little bit. When you kill off your characters, make sure that women exist. Women are still around. This is ridiculous. I cannot believe that a company that's lying as much as like diversity. It's you can't say, that's what they're doing. They're lying. I can't believe that this movie was just so white and so boring for so long. And I'm not saying that boring and white go hand in hand, because I liked Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. For a director who loves using the N-word, Quentin Tarantino did not have a lot of black people in that movie, or any people of color. He had one person playing Bruce Lee, and that was it. And then he had the Indian guy at the movie theater. Any Hoosers, Endgame, thumbs up. Infinity War, give that a thumbs up. Doctor Strange. Let's see, who else? What else? Ragnarok, thumbs up. Dark World, thumbs up. I just like Thor, period. He's such a fun character, such a great character, such a fun character is what I would say. Iron Man, all three. Spider-Man, give it a middle. Let's keep writing these. Doctor Strange, The Incredible Hulk, middle. Captain America: First Avenger, thumbs up. Captain America: Winter Soldier, big thumbs up. Captain America: Civil War, thumbs down. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, middle. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, thumbs down. I think that might be it. I think that's all the movies. Oh, Avengers 1, thumbs up. Age of Ultron. From what I remember. No. Yeah, from what I remember, I think I'm going to give it a thumbs down. Who knows? Okay. Let's move on. Disney fired his marketing team. Okay. Is that where we were? And then I linked to Disney has no faith in Fox movies. Yes, this is the final story, I believe. Nope. There's one more. Fox feels the pressure from Disney as film flops mount. This is written by Max Donnelly and Brent Lang. Brent Lang, you just saw me scratch my lower back here. If you're watching the video. And I can't believe everyone's not watching the video. Shut up. Okay. Let's see. 20th Century Fox received its first quarter grades from the Walt Disney Company last week. And in a public rebuke, the studio's new corporate parent made it plain that it viewed the first few months as an ominous sign of trouble ahead. In a sharp reprimand that left staffers at Fox reeling and worried about their already fragile job security, let's keep in mind, I'm going to keep harping this, Disney fired 9,000 people within the past 6 months, I believe, 6 or 7 months, something like that, of this acquisition. So keep that in mind. But Spider-Man gets to lick Wolverine's balls or something like that. I don't know. This is a family show. Disney chief executive Bob Iger declared the company's August 6th quarterly earnings call that, quote, the Fox studio performance was well below where it had been and well below where we hoped it would be when we made the acquisition. Iger's tone was measured, but his message was clear: shape up. Jesus, oh my God. Iger was giving voice to simmering frustrations on the part of many Disney insiders. I can read, I promise. Several people. Okay. I just found the title. Several people close to the matter say Walt Disney Studios chief creative officer and co-chairman Alan Horn and co-chairman Alan Bergman have been troubled by the poor box office performance and the viability of numerous projects. This is, of course, spurned by Dark Phoenix, Stuber, The Art of Racing in the Rain, which opened the past weekend with just $8.1 million, and they were all flops. One of those, Xmen, we know the deal with that. They fired the marketing team. Stuber was just unfunny, and you just don't need a comedian with a wrestler or UFC guy. And I don't know what the last one's about. Those offerings had the added misfortune of arriving just as Disney was shattering records with Avengers Endgame, Aladdin, and The Lion King. 2 movies I will never see. You know what? I said that about Endgame, and then I got this offer to watch it for essentially free. And so who knows? Maybe I will see Lion King. Maybe I'll get this Disney Plus thing, and then by Christmas, Lion King will be up there, and I'll just go, watch Lion King. I think that's generally what happens is when I say I'm never going to see a movie, and then cut to like 2 years later, it's on basic cable or it's like streaming, and I just go, yeah, might as well. Yeah, I'm not doing anything. These movies don't perform as hot, but that's just par for the course. That's Fox. Fox had several completed films set to be released by Disney through 2020, including New Mutants, which is the X-Men spinoff. That stars Maisie Williams, and it's a horror movie, and it's supposed to come out, I think, around this time. And then they pushed it back to October. Like, it was supposed to be out within a couple of weeks. And then they pushed it back to October, and now it's not coming out, period. So it's like the movie The Hunt, except one of them was canceled because of the terrible shootings that were happening, and one of them is an X-Men movie. I like the X-Men. I can't understand. The first one, if we go back, actually, no. I watched a writer's lecture series with David S. Goyer, who wrote the original Blade trilogy. You also might know him. He did Man of Steel, and he did the Dark Knight trilogy, and he's done. So basically, he's a superhero guy. He's done Marvel and DC movies. And he was talking about how the reason why Blade was made was A, it was never done before, and B, it was never done before. I don't know. I just said A and B. And when he was shopping it around, people were like, there's not a black lead who can we've never had a black lead in a superhero movie, which you've had Steel by Shaq, which came out years prior. But anyway, but we've never had a lead in a movie that like this. And then also the movie was too expensive. The movie was, I think when he wrote it, they said, if you can write it for and make it like shoot for under 10 million or something, or 15 million or something like that, then we'll do it. And then he wrote it and it was like 75 or something crazy. But they still made it. They still made Blade, and then they eventually made 2 more films. So Blade was really the one that broke the mold. When you look at, and I've never seen Blade. I've only seen like parts of it. But when you look at Xmen, the first one, it is Hugh Jackman's just a flabby guy, and he's just hairy, and he has the hair like Wolverine, and he looks crazy. Everybody else looks so stupid in the movie. But then you get to movies that are coming out now with Endgame and Suicide Squad. They look amazing. They look, and Aquaman looks like Aquaman would look like. It's insane. I'm just saying that, superhero movies early on were very stupid, and they still are. They're so stupid, but people take them seriously now, which really sucks because when in the 90s and when the original Superman came out, and when the original Batman came out, and when Blade came out, superhero movies were fun. Now they're a business, they're a genre, and it sucks. Okay. Disney through 2020, including X-Men installment New Mutants and an astronaut drama with Brad Pitt. Oh, I can't wait to see this movie. Ad Astra. I don't know what it is about movies in space. Gravity, Interstellar. This Ad Astra looks amazing. Can't wait to see it. Main original scripts and option properties have been paused from going into production. One studio insider says Disney is prioritizing making more broadly commercial projects, which includes James Cameron's Avatar sequels, all 3 of them, I think, and starry safe bets like the on-screen reunion of Matt Damon and Ben Affleck in the drama The Last Duel. Finished films looking for studio support are struggling, insiders say. Disney largely ignored Dark Phoenix after it acquired... Yeah, we knew that. Marketing team was laid off. Yeah. Keep going. Disney is optimistic that handling Fox superhero properties such as Fantastic Four and X-Men to Marvel Studios, President Kevin Feige will improve the quality of these movies. Also, I don't think there should be one guy in charge of all these movies. Given that, yes, all of them were successful since the first Iron Man. But I don't think one person, and obviously, yeah, it's not one person making decisions, but he is kind of the mastermind behind the stuff. Take that as you leave it. Take that as you leave it. And we don't need all these movies to crossover. I wish there was what if Deadpool did stay separate? The studio is also grappling with how to fit the very R-rated Deadpool into its PG-13 R-rated Marvel Cinematic Universe. Well, just don't have them say the F word. They said the S word during Avengers Endgame, which I don't like Robert Downey Jr. I don't think I like him. I know I don't like Chris Pine as a person. Fine actor. I don't like him as a person. That one slip up he had, and no one remembers it but me. I hold a grudge. Gone are original films, such as a slate of titles from British animator Locksmith. The company's completed movie Ron's Gone Wrong, about a fleet of robots designed to be every child's best friend, will be released by Disney in November 2020, but 3 slated projects, including a film about misbehaving fairies pitched as naughty Tinkerbells, have been given back to their creators. What? Oh, that sucks. A live-action version of the female-centered comic Lumberjanes from animator Noelle Stevenson has also been canceled. TV kingpin Greg Berlanti will no longer direct the Jackie Kennedy drama The Editor. Wow. But is still attached to produce it along with the movie musical Be More Chill. I guess they want somebody big. Berlanti's big in the TV world, as you said, TV kingpin. He's big in the TV world like Ryan Murphy, he has a ton of shows on the air right now. I don't want to name him. Flash, Batgirl, Supergirl, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, and then he has other things that aren't DC properties. That sucks. And then there's some other stuff that's going on. Oh, and then they also have an issue with Thor Ragnarok director Taika Waititi's new movie about Hitler called Jojo Rabbit. It's like a wacky comedy thing. It's like if Wes Anderson did a movie about Hitler. Disney is really capping people. Oh my God. Hold on. Did the power go out or did the TV shut off? Okay. We have to wait. The power did not go out. I don't know what's happening, but that TV, the monitor just shut off and the lights flickered. Very interesting. But Disney's capping people off at the knees when it comes to these properties that they have. They want everything to be family friendly. They want it to be able to be marketed around the world. But not everything's going to be loved by everybody. Not everybody has seen the movie The Artist. I don't know why I referenced The Artist. Not everybody likes, everybody would probably go see Avatar, but not everybody wants to see Avatar, Not everybody wants to go see another version of Lion King. Some people are just like, I know people who are jerks and all they watch is little known independent films. Some people like a mix, like me. Some people want to see Hobbs and Shaw, but they also want to see Booksmart. I think it's very important for Disney to remember that, yes, movies are a business, but also that they are catering not just to a world, but to sects of people, SECTS. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe they'll loosen up. And then finally, we have our last story. This comes from The Hollywood Reporter, written by Leslie Goldberg, my good friend. Beyond Netflix, showrunners are testing waters with multiple TV overall deals. If you follow any type of the trades within the past couple of months, you'll notice that a lot of people are getting multiple deals, or they're getting shopped around and they're able to sell themselves. And they're high commodities and people want them. Let's look at J.J. Abrams. He and Ryan Murphy, they were in bidding wars. Well, not in bidding. No, I'm sorry. Ryan Murphy wasn't in the bidding war, but Netflix hawked Ryan Murphy from Disney Fox, or from Fox proper, but Disney Fox now. And then J.J. Abrams was in a bidding war between everybody, between Netflix, between Disney, between everybody. But he ultimately went with Warner Media because he's a smart man. I don't know. I don't really care. Deals such as CBS TV Studios 2015 pact with Ridley Scott scot-free are also broadcast only. Now sources say some prolific producers are shifting away from the all-encompassing exclusive overall deal that media titans like everybody else has done, respectively, and instead are opting for a variety of deals on 4 levels: broadcast, basic cable, premium cable, and streaming. So we know that this is all different. Eventually, a show that's available on broadcast could be available on streaming. A show that's available on, I don't know if this is the deal anymore. A show that's available on premium cable could be bought for rebroadcast rights on, basic cable, and then broadcast eventually, and then streaming. Which is, I know it's true. I know it's true because Curb Your Enthusiasm, when TV Guide still had a channel, Curb Your Enthusiasm was purchased by them, by TV Guide, and Curb Your Enthusiasm is an HBO show, and you could watch that show in a very heavily edited format on TV Guide channel. And that was one of the shows I watched on TV Guide channel. And now I watch TV Guide channel. There you go. And for some, a 5th level film is an option too, which is like J.J. Abrams. Sources say one prolific producer with scripted series at a broadcast network and 3 different streaming outlets, effectively working with 4 totally different companies, has quietly renewed a broadcast-only deal and is closing in on exclusive streaming pact with another outlet. This happens. It's very interesting to see. What remains to be seen as if any combination of multiple TV deals still outweighs the crazy money that the biggest media conglomerates are offering for all-in-one exclusivity. Sources note, man, these sources note some streamers are now offering both options in a bid to draw top talent. With Disney Plus, HBO Max, and Comcast streamers helping to diversify traditional media companies, some top-tier producers are enticed by the money and confident that they'll have the creative freedom to be able to do anything. Disney, you will not be able to have good anything. I think HBO Max will be able to offer you something. The Warner Media's streaming service of HBO Max. J.J. Abrams is going to be able to do what he wants. And I think that's why JJ didn't want to go with. JJ's has stuff on. He has stuff with Disney, and he has stuff with Warner Media, and he has stuff with Comcast. But I think the reason he chose Warner Media is because that's where he was able to have the most freedom. So and Warner has movie stuff too. So I don't know if his is broadcast only though. But why would you go with Disney when they're trying to figure out if Deadpool can fit in with Spider-Man and the rest of the Marvel universe? Why would you stick with that? I would go somewhere where they say, yes, you can do anything. That's what, HBO, a Black Lady sketch show, that's what makes it good. Is that HBO said, all right, we'll give you a show, do what you want, just don't screw it up. Hey, listen, I'm done here. Something just fell. Listen, I'm done here. If you like what you heard here, head on over to the website, CBSComedy.com. It's been updated. I finally updated it. It does look a little bit barren on the posts, mostly because they changed the pricing structure, and your boy's got to figure out how to pay for that. But the codes are in there, so you can just look into the codes or just go to youtube.com/peoplescomedy to watch the videos. They're all in their own little folders and all that stuff. Tell people about the podcast. Rate us on iTunes. We have 2 ratings. I think one of them is mine. So rate us on iTunes. That's how we get more visibility. Those interviews I told you about are not out yet because I got busy this week. And that's why this episode's out so late. But definitely check it out. Check out all that stuff. Also on youtube.com/peoplescomedy is a show called News Time. It is a show that I've been doing for 6 years now. Officially 6 years last Monday. I uploaded an episode of News Time that I did not write anything about. But it is a sixth birthday celebration where I put out a bunch of unreleased episodes, in quotes. Unreleased clips that no one's ever seen. Check it out. It's a fun episode. The cold open's great. The middle's great. The ending is great. Here's to another 6 years. Hopefully we get 600 times more viewers. Please, God. I don't know if I'll keep doing this. All right. Thank you for listening and watching. I love ya. I love ya. It's weird. Okay, bye.